The Heroic Legend of Arslan is an anime television series based on Arakawa's manga, the second manga adaptation which has been serialized in Besatsu Shonen magazine since 2013, premiered on 5 April 2015. The first season had a run of 25 episodes. A second season aired in summer of 2016 from 3 July to 21 August. In the prosperous kingdom of Pars lies the royal capital of Ecbatana, a city of splendor and wonder, ruled by the undefeated and fearsome King Andragoras. Arslan is the young and curious prince of Pars who, despite his best efforts, doesn't seem to have what it takes to be a proper king like his father. At the age of 14, Arslan goes to his first battle and loses everything as the blood-soaked mist of war gives way to scorching flames, bringing him to face the demise of his once glorious kingdom. However, it is Arslan's destiny to be a ruler, and despite the trials that face him, he must now embark on a journey to reclaim his fallen kingdom. As Arslan gathers forces to fight for his cause, his progress is suddenly halted by the warring princes of the neighboring country, Sindura. Both brothers believe they have equal claim to the throne, but only one can succeed their father. Sensing the opportunity to form a powerful alliance, Arslan's trusted advisor, Narcissus, forms a plan to end the feud once and for all. But their detour in Sindura gives Lord Silver Mask and his followers time to strengthen their own influence back in Pars. The mystery surrounding Arslan's true parentage has loyal Parsians questioning his right to rule. Shocked by the revelation that he may be fighting for a throne that isn't his, Arslan has to wonder, is blood truly what makes a king, or is the love he has for Pars and its people enough to see him through? The year is 320. Under the rule of the belligerent King Andragoras III, the kingdom of Pars is at war with the neighboring empire Lusitania. Though different from his father in many aspects, Arslan, the young prince, sets out to prove his valor on the battlefield for the very first time. However, when the king is betrayed by one of his most trusted officials, the Parsian army is decimated, and the capital city of Ecbatana is sieged. With the army in shambles and the Lusitanians out for his head, Arslan is forced to go on the run. With a respected general by his side, Dariun, Arslan soon sets off on a journey in search of allies that will help him take back his home. However, the enemies that the prince faces are far from limited to just those occupying his kingdom. Armies of other kingdoms stand ready to conquer Ecbatana. Moreover, the mastermind behind Lusitania's victory, an enigmatic man hiding behind a silver mask, poses a dangerous threat to Arslan and his company as he possesses a secret that could jeopardize Arslan's right to succession. With the odds stacked against him, Arslan must find the strength and courage to overcome these obstacles, and allies who will help him fight in the journey that will help him prepare for the day he becomes king. The story follows the exploits of Arslan, the crown prince of the kingdom of Pars, and it is divided into two parts. In the first part, Pars is taken over by the neighboring nation of Lusitania after Arslan's father, King Andragoras III, falls victim to a treacherous plot led by some of his most trusted retainers. After barely escaping with his life, Arslan rejoins his loyal servant, Dariun. Backed up by only a few more companions, including the philosopher and tactician Narcissus and his young servant Elam, also Ferangis, an aloof, cold priestess, and Give, a traveling musician and con man, Arslan stands against overwhelming odds to assemble an army strong enough to liberate his nation from the Lusitanian army, which is led by the elusive warrior known as Silver Mask, who was later revealed to be another contender to Pars' throne. In the second part, Arslan, now king of Pars, divides himself between defending his country against several external threats, including Silver Mask, who is still at large, seeking to claim the throne for himself, and addressing the needs and hopes of his subjects. Betrayed from within and overwhelmed by dark sorcery, the valiant armies of Pars are overrun by the warrior fanatics of Lusitania. Escaping the destruction of his homeland, the heroic Prince Arslan begins to assemble a group of 5 extraordinary allies: a priestess, an exiled warrior, a mischievous minstrel, an insightful artist, and his attendant, to aid him in his fight against the Lusitanian invaders. Together, they must build an army and defeat 300,000 trained soldiers, including the mysterious Lord Silvermask, who has also laid claim to the throne of Pars. Arslan was the adopted son of Andragoras III and Tahamine. He was the crown prince of Pars and the leader of the resistance against the Lusitanian invasion of Pars. Arslan would become the greatest man of his time, leading his camp against Zakhag's forces, driving back the Lusitanians and reforming the kingdom. He was the 19th and last king of Pars and became known as the Liberator. The throne itself does not have a will of its own. This is how I think of it. Depending upon who sits on it, it can be a seat of justice or it can be the seat of inhuman cruelty. As long as it is a man and not a god doing the governing, he can never be perfect. But should he neglect to make efforts to reach for perfection, a king will surely tumble down the slippery slope towards evil with no one around to stop him. Arslan was born in PE 306 to a knight's family. At the age of 5, he was adopted into the royal house of Pars, the house of Kekrusha, and became the heir to the throne. He mostly lived outside the palace and studied at a private school. Until 10 to 11, he was raised by a wet nurse and her husband, who was a knight. Arslan was told that they died from food poisoning after drinking wine. 3 years after his move to the royal palace, Arslan had his maiden battle on the fields of Atropatene against the Lusitanians. His adoptive father, King Andragoras III, led the Parsian army, but they were ultimately defeated due to the treachery of Marsban Carlin and strategy of guest general Silvermask. Arslan managed to flee the battle with Dariun, who became his personal guard and most trusted subordinate. Arslan ruled the kingdom of Pars until year 325 of the Parsian era. After his coronation, Arslan chose Kishward as Iran of Pars, as none of the other Marsban wanted to bear this responsibility. On his 18th birthday, his army defeated that of Misr. After that, he became a Shurgir in a hunting ceremony, which was held with Sindura. To counterattack Turks' invasion into Sindura, Arslan made a long expedition towards Sindura through the land of Turan and Turk. His army defeated them, including Turk's troop consisting of Turanians led by Hilms. He became the first person after hundreds of years to see one of the evil creatures that depended on Zakhak's power. Arslan was attacked by an Afar Virata, black-winged monkey-like creature, which flew into his room, breaking the window. After Esther's death, he invited Parahuda, who had been working together with Esther, as one of his important generals. Then, Arslan appointed 16 subordinates as generals, including Dariun, Narses, Ilam, Farangus, etc. They were his most reliable companions. However, he lost one of them only after 20 days of the ceremony. Zaravant was killed. To prevent Kishward from making a suicidal attack in a battle to punish himself, as Gurazeh and Jimsa were killed during a mission under Kishward's command, though the mission itself is not the cause of their death, Arslan relieved him from Iran's duty following Narcissus' opinion. Instead, he appointed Dariun as new Iran. As there was a possibility of Misr's advance toward Pars, he led his army to the border with some of his generals. His army won. However, outside of the battle, he lost Narses and Alfarid. After this, Arslan had to fight against Zakhak and other enemies with 10 remaining generals. In the final battle against Zakhak, Arslan was mortally wounded, but still managed to kill the demon. The anime is short and engaging to watch, with the constant suspense it maintains in the plot. We would recommend that you watch it, and let us know what you think about this anime in the comments section below. With that, we've come to an end. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Thank you for watching our video.